Airwick Essential Mist Diffuser transforms your space, creating your perfect ambiance with a wide range of inviting fragrances that make your guests go... Oh. Airwick Essential Mist Diffuser's easy-to-change refills allow you to choose your perfect fragrance for any occasion, like lush honeysuckle and raspberry, and vibrant island coconut and warm sands. And if guests start shifting from the table to the couches, no worries. It's perfectly portable and cordless. Airwick Essential Mist Diffuser, always inviting.
Hello, hello, hello. I see some familiar faces. Hello, James. Hello, Doug. We are live on a Wednesday night. What is going on? You are watching and, of course, listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, where we're here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform. I am your host, Stevie V, sitting alongside Cody Maurice Doggett. How the hell you doing, Cody?
Hello, darling. I'm in my new apartment, and yes, darling, I have a new abode.
I love it. Also in Brooklyn. Yeah. Nice.
Also in Brooklyn. Yeah, I got to paint. I got to do all the things. So, yeah, it's still work in progress, but I'm here.
I love it. You got to consult our co-host, Jeremy Ross Lopez, who could probably help you out with a few decorating tips. The other day on episode 663, we were talking about the Met Gala, prepping for it, but we had this three-way combo going on our text chat with Jeremy and yourself and myself. It was really good. Did you love all of the dandiness that you saw? And who was some of your favorites?
I love the dandiness. It was fantastic. Janelle Monáe was an absolute favorite. Diana Ross, of course, because she's the boss and she can do no wrong. And you know what? Cardi B looked really good.
She looked amazing.
I was like, get it, Cardi. So yeah, those were my top three. What about you?
A$AP Rocky was probably one of my favorites, and he let Rihanna go separately because she had her big reveal of their third child. So he let her kind of do it separately, but he had pin curls for men, which I've done with my hair over the years, and I'm going to probably bring it back for my wedding. But every man that was in the dandy mode had that kind of pin curl look that I just think is so cool looking. And his just entire look was just coiffed, and I just loved him. I would say, of course, Coleman Domingo looked amazing. Nicole Scherzinger, who's nominated, looked fierce. In that white,
she looks amazing.
Yeah, just glowing. Halle Berry was my other favorite, where you could see her whole body, but it was so coiffed, and her makeup was just stunning. And those were probably some of my favorites. Oh, and Zendaya was my other one. Just a really tailored suit and hat that was just perfectly fitted for her body, and I just loved it tremendously. But all in all, really good. And I got some ideas for my wedding, so super excited. And yeah, really good. Last night here in New York, I went to Death Becomes Her, the musical, which is nominated for Best Musical. Megan Tilsey's nominated. Her co-star's nominated. The show is nominated. And it is really good. Really good. And yeah, it follows the movie, but with some really great music. And Michelle Williams, Destiny Child's fame, really opens the show and closes it out and comes in between. She is brilliant, and her voice is amazing and fierce, looking stunning. Highly recommend it. Diego was laughing his ass off on the show. It was so hilarious, so funny. I think it has a good chance of nabbing some really good Tonys, so highly recommend it. Check it out. Yeah, really good. Really loved it. Interesting. I won't give away anymore because that's it's really good. If you love the movie, you're going to love this even more. So,
and I do love that movie.
Yes. Well, we love it when you talk back to us. And recently, somebody, let me get his name, was commenting on a thread that we were talking about. We were talking about when you're younger, who are some of your favorite porn stars from back in the day? And Daniel Warden shouted out and said, at Tags Podcast. Recently, you discussed adult star fantasies of our youth, talking about stars of the 80s. One that I always sought out was Peter North, also straight. He did some gay stuff as well, and I think he meant as Matt Ramsey. He loved his look, and I went and looked him up, and I could see why he liked him so much, because he has a beautiful, huge cock, but he went back and forth between straight and gay porn, mostly straight, but I mean, he did both well. You said you saw him bottoming, which was really cool, and probably one of the best things, and I'm assuming that's why maybe Daniel, he comes buckets and buckets, and every video was like buckets over some female's breast or some guy, and it was, I love the research that I had to do on that one. Thanks, Daniel.
Me too. Thanks,
did
Daniel.
You see a little bit on that?
I saw things. He shoots like a fire hose, and I'm not mad at it. I aspire to be like that. So
yeah, exactly. So funny. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we have so much to get into on this Wednesday night hump day. Starting off with something fun, since we're keeping it light to begin with. Don't worry, we'll get into it. Is a TikToker who is serving and spilling the tea on her LGBTQ plus customers. And we're talking everything from, she's talking about happy hour gays, allergies, and poppers at the table. Who am I talking about? She goes by Bacon Eggy _ Peggy Pugh. She's a 6'2" waitress working at an unnamed restaurant, but she was serving it about the gays, including some lesbians as well. And she broke it down on how we all act. It's worth, I'll put this on tagspodcast.com because she broke it all down. She said there's different categories of gays that come in and you really have to handle them accordingly. She explained it's really fun to watch, but she basically said the happy hour gay, let them talk. She said, whatever conversation they're in, trying to finish, baby, every time you walk up to that table, there's a conversation to be had. And sometimes they want to drag you in the middle of it and get your opinion, and you'll be there all day. She also said the moment you set that shit down, put it, send in for another drink, she added, they're there for happy hour. It's not time to be fucking playing. And she said, if you're the happy hour gays, she said she had a lot to say. If you're the second to last stop on the tour, a 2-drink minimum, she said, get up out of my face, because right after me, you're going to the club, which I thought was really funny. She also said about certain stereotypes about couples. This got me thinking about when I go out with Diego, because she said one is super fun.
I know which one you are.
One is super fun, super personable, super talkative one, and the other one is very like stern and almost put off as. She explained, I don't know what the energy is, but it's just like one is super fun and one just isn't. Which one am I?
Actually, I think you're both very super fun and talkative. I think so.
Yeah, but, well, one is stern, though, she said. And I was thinking about, like, when I go out with Diego, and I'm like, I talk to all servers, and I kind of get into it. He might seem stern, but he's just more quiet. So I think
that's what it is.
It could come across that way. He's not at all, but I think but she says when two friends come in, she said it is a party to be had. And what was your favorite part that she said? Because she broke it all down.
The couples thing, honestly, because I used to think that it was just me, and I was so cute that the stern guy, was thinking that I was some kind of a challenge for him, or his boyfriend was into me. But no, it's everybody. So it was an eye-awakening experience for me, because a lot of people are like that. And of course, it probably could be for certain couples, but I think generally speaking, a lot of gay couples are, one is more quiet and subdued, and the other one is more effervescent, and they like to talk to everybody. I feel like both of you are like that, but Diego is a little bit more quiet than you. I would be the quiet person in the couple for sure.
Really? Okay.
I know, but don't you see it? I think so. A
little bit, but you're not that way when I'm around you. But
exactly.
I just thought,
I guess it just depends. Yeah.
Yeah. She made references to lesbians and how most of them are quite lovely, but they keep the chit chat at a bare minimum. And she says at happy hour that there's a lot of queens coming in there and they are making the rounds. And if you get them on the first part, it's great. If you get them towards the latter part of their tour de force, watch out, because they are on fire. And that's probably with the reference to doing poppers at the table. I'm not really a happy hour gay too much. I typically am working on this show later. And we've discussed in the past that happy hour, I can't do happy hour because then I want to go out the whole night. And that's when it starts. Yeah, I mean, if I could just do happy hour and then come home and watch Netflix and go to bed, it would be great. Once I'm out, and and instead of starting at 11 o'clock midnight, now it's 6 p.m. till 4 a.m. and it's just like too much fun. So I have to really watch it. It's why I really don't do it. And thank goodness I'm always working late anyway. But what do you think about happy hour and what she's saying?
I love it. I think happy hour, I'm the type of person where I can go out to happy hour and just be done afterwards, because even when we go out together, like late at night, I feel like I always go home before you. Always.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. That's why I don't really do early. I just, I keep it to the evening, and because I'm committed to the night and one
I'm
drink
not that committed to night. I'm committed to getting enough sleep to be able to do what I need to do tomorrow. And I need a lot of sleep personally.
I love it. Okay, we want to hear what you have to say. Moving on, this was a story that seemed to be everywhere today, where a cisgender woman who is lesbian with her partner says her gender was questioned in a Boston hotel restroom when the security guard challenged her and was pounding on the door. So somehow this security guard got word that there was a guy in the restroom and that they were sharing the bathroom. And this all happened when Ashley Baker and her girlfriend Liz Victor, both cis women, were attending a Kentucky Derby party Saturday at the Liberty Hotel, Boston. And Baker was in a stall in the lobby restroom while Victor waited for her by the sinks when, like I said, a man from security entered the restroom and began banging on the wall doors. All of a sudden, there was a banging. Baker said, "I pulled my shorts up. I hadn't even tied them. And one of the security guards was there telling me to get out of the bathroom, that I was a man in the women's bathroom. I said, I'm a woman." And when they got out, Cody, he asked for their ID, realized the mistake. The hotel has since suspended this security guard and is now donating to an LGBTQ organization because of the embarrassing situation. But what the fuck do you think of this whole thing? I mean, seriously?
Yeah, I just want to make a quick joke. You know she's a lesbian because she said she had to tie up her pants.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of levity to the situation.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
But this is like transphobia at its finest. Yeah. Like, where does the buck stop with transphobia? It doesn't stop with just trans people. It continues on to all women, because once you the powers that be get to define what womanhood is, then they start to eliminate so many more things than just trans women. Because I know plenty of masculine presenting women, or whether or not they are born that way and they just have more masculine features, or if they like to just wear more masculine. I'm using a lot of air quotes in here because all of this shit is up to societal and your own personal purview as to what a woman is. Well, not really. But yeah, you know what? It runs the gamut as far as women are concerned. And I think that the more that you start to police who and what a woman is, then I think that you run the risk of running into more situations like this. I personally have been in a situation like this. I mean, I'm not a woman, but one of my best friends, we were out at a Pride event. And we were at Caliente Cab Company. You know that place.
Yeah.
And she's a lesbian and she dresses in men's clothes. I think she has a very feminine featured face, but she dresses in quote unquote men's clothing. So she went to the bathroom and they went in there and got her out, saying that she shouldn't be in the women's bathroom. And she's a cisgender woman. She just dresses more masculinely. So I think that this is absolutely appalling. I'm glad that they are doing something in order to as far as repercussions are concerned, in order to make amends for this situation. But I do think that this is something that's going to continue to happen the more we are transphobic towards transgender women and men.
And it also seems like they lied about the situation too, because I think to get themselves out of it, the security guard said that these two people were in the stall together, and clearly it wasn't that way. It was one of them waiting for the other one, and so it just sounded like trying to save their ass, but it didn't go over very well, obviously. And
I couldn't go down there. I go into stalls with boys all the time.
I know, right? If they were to go down that route,
I'm staying away from the Kentucky Derby, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Don't know if you remember the name Kim Davis. I thought we put her out of our memory banks for a long time. But if you remember in 2015, marriage equality for all became the common denominator, which was amazing during the Obama administration. But shortly after that, you may recall Kim Davis worked in Kentucky, back to Kentucky. She was a county clerk, and she was denying same-sex couples their marriage licenses, and which was illegal. She went to prison, if you recall, for 5 days. She had a lot of people, including at the time, my cousin's wife. She's super conservative. She wrote a letter to her saying I know we don't talk anymore because of all this stuff, but yeah, I couldn't believe it at the time. I can't even believe we're talking about Kim Davis again, but one of the couples that was refused their license at that time in 2023 actually got $50,000 from a federal jury. The other ones did not, but she's back at it, and she's trying to appeal the case to the Supreme Court for them to hear it now. I don't think she has a case because it's pretty locked in, and even if she did, I've been reading a lot of research that just suggests that Biden put in a whole clause that would protect marriage, and she wouldn't be able to get that far. But when you hear things like today, the Trump administration basically is brought to the Supreme Court that now trans people cannot serve in the military, and that was ruled the common law. What do you think about this?
Well, this bitch is worse than herpes. She keeps coming back every couple. I'm like, bitch, go away.
Right.
I'm taking my Valtrex. We are good to go, Miss Honey. No.
Okay, right.
And you know what? Under normal circumstances, I would be like, she has no chance. The protections that are in place, that it's unconstitutional because it's it's something that has been set into law. So I think most of the times that the Supreme Court would, under normal circumstances, uphold that. But we are living in bizarro world right now, and I don't know what's going to happen. So I do think that there is a slim chance that something could come from this, because the Supreme Court has been towing the line. I mean, they've been pushing back a little bit lately, but they seem to have a hard-on for LGBTQ plus issues. So we will see what happens. I hope that justice is upheld in this situation, because I think she's 100% wrong. Who can do that? Your religion is not a precursor to denying somebody a right that they have. I'm sorry, miss. Yeah. But who knows what's going to happen in this situation. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I know you will too. So hopefully we'll have some good news to report very soon.
Yeah, I think she's riding that wave that the current administration is just going down that road. And Clarence Thomas and the Supreme Court has said one of the things we should debate again is, after Roe versus Wade, was same-sex marriage. So It's really not out of the purview that this could come down. I think she's riding that wave that she had several years ago and trying to say, well, let me bring back my case again, but we don't want to hear from you. She was the original Karen in my viewpoint. She defined what a Karen is, and look her up. You'll know what I'm talking about. But now, ma'am, take it back a notch.
She just given people with K name's a bad name. I can't believe it. Like, get away from me. You're not part of my group, bitch. I'm Cody with the K. I'm not Karen with the K.
Exactly. Kim, Karen, all the same. We'll keep you
But not
posted on
Cody.
them. But not Cody with the K. Exactly. Okay, well, we have to move on. And this TikToker really caught our attention because he is a Bathhouse employee. He went viral with an inspiring story about a hung 92-year-old man. Okay, this was amazing because a new video came out of queer TikToker Simply Underrated who works at a bathhouse. It didn't really say where. Did you get the name of?
No.
Didn't really say where.
But it's okay.
They protected him. Yeah. In the video, which was posted last week, it's gotten over 1 million views, and he's an employee at this bathhouse. He said, I had a 92-year-old man come into the bathhouse. I saw his ID. It said 1932. I didn't even charge him. He said, oh, it's free? I said, for you, you're good. I'll just let you in. And he tipped him $20. Apparently, the man had a little bit of like small talk, and then said TikToker went to go clean about a half an hour later, because, you know, us gays make a mess. And that's when he saw that's when he saw a line of boys lined up for this 92-year-old. Understandably, the man, he said, the man was so hung that I actually got scared. He said, according to the description, the older gentleman was like a total switch once he walked in. He was very short, skinny man, but he had a third leg, and he was just like so rough and dominant with these guys. He said, honestly, that's pretty cool.
93?
He said he wouldn't have guessed that the guy was 93. He thought more like 65, 70. He says you could tell he was a little bit older, but not 93. And he captioned the video, hopefully I'm that healthy at 92. I agree. I mean, it got like a lot of, over 1 million views, but I have been known to chase a huge dick in one of these bathhouses back in the day for sure. And I would definitely be dropping everything to run over to this guy too, especially, he sounded so youthful and he knew what he was doing. What do you think about this story? It's kind of cool.
I love it. It gives me hope for my future as a dom top. I can't wait to be fucking these twinks at 93 years old in the bathhouse. It's so wonderful. Yeah, I think this is very heartwarming. Is not a word that I think I should be using in this situation. Maybe whole-warming. It's a very whole-warming story. I think it's great. I think that we've reported on something that this guy posted previously. We reported on, I think it was some of the secrets that he posted as far as working at a bathhouse were concerned. So I gave him a follow. So I think that we're going to learn more and more and more about bathhouses. And I'm going to find out where this is, and we're going to go because I need to pick his brain a little bit more. Maybe we should have him on the show too. Ooh.
That would be great. Let's reach out to him for sure. Yeah, I haven't been to a bathhouse in so long.
I want to go so
bad. But yeah, I go to cruise bars here and there often, and I like a good cruise bar because you can kind of keep your clothes on, but still have some fun while you're cruising. I've said before, the bathhouse is a little bit more work because you have to, there's the locker and you have to check in. And America really hasn't had a lot of really great bathhouses over the years. Here in New York, there's 2 I can think of that aren't that great.
Only one now. Yeah,
maybe one of them's closed.
Yeah,
and in Europe, there's some really great ones, and I'm just curious to know where this was because,
even in Canada.
There's some really great runs. Montreal has some really good ones.
Mexico,
forget about it. Yeah, so exactly, but I love it. Still going at 92. Keep it going. I love it. Okay. Well, we have to move on because there's Bateworld, which I've been on, which is kind of just to explain a little bit about bateworld.com. You've been on it before, Cody. I know that. You can kind of bait with other guys around the world, and there's different tiers of the membership, but you can do it. You can just watch guys baiting, or you can turn on your camera, which I've done in the past too, which can be kind of fun. Although I always have to have my lighting right when I do that. And it's kind of, have you done it where you turn the camera on?
Not on Bateworld. I've done it other places, but I have not done it for Bateworld yet.
Yeah, I kind of like it because you can turn on the camera, you can turn it on for a little bit. People will comment on, what you're doing over in your place, but it's kind of a cool thing. But they are on season 4 of the Bateoff, a competitive masturbation goon stage, which I think is really cool. And it's basically a competition. I said season 4, and it's happening this month. I think they're on episode 1. It's a really fun, friendly little competition show. And season 2 winner and current show host Colby Jacks tells us that it is a masturbation competition show where 6 different entertainers perform and masturbators perform 5 different challenges, and it's up to the people of Bateworld to rank the challengers of who their favorite performance is. New episodes come out every Thursday. And those of you watching us live, I'm just going to put it in the link, so if you guys want to check it out for yourself.
And this gift is better than whatever Oprah was giving them people, so you're welcome.
Exactly. And they were talking about the different challenges that they've got going on, and it's a little tricky. Everyone, like, there's a mirror challenge, this one, where basically on each episode, all of the 6 candidates will have to produce a baiter scene. And I was watching how they set this up. They put all of them, you can watch one and then it goes into the next, all the way to get to the 6. One of them is a mirror, but many of them saying they like it because you kind of talk to yourself, like bait yourself and use the mirror, but it's tricky because you have to figure out a way to get the camera in there that can get you and the mirror. And that can be a little tricky. Another one is hands-free challenge episode.
I watched that one.
Woo! That's the first episode one. And a lot of them were saying how challenging that is because, we're used to putting our hand on it. And a lot of them got really creative. For example, one of them was he was fucking his dick in a toy on the couch.
Yeah, I've done that.
And basically coming that way. And a lot of them got really creative.
One guy was self-sucking and he came in his own face and mouth. I was like, this is amazing. I need to be watching all these episodes.
Yeah. The fact that, I think it's really cool. I like Bateworld in general because it legitimizes masturbation. I think they've got a lot of techniques on there. If you scroll around there on making it last longer instead of just the quickie, they are showing you how to really make it last for a long time. And they give a lot of techniques. They've got a blog out there. You can watch other people baiting. And I don't know. I'm really here for the site. I'm here for this competition. Will you be watching the season all month long?
I already watched the first episode, and as soon as we log off, I'll probably watch 2 and 3, maybe 4 and 5 too. But
yeah, I don't know if they're that far along because it comes out every Thursday, and it just started. And I think the first episode is out, but I'm not sure what the other ones are.
I thought I saw more. I thought I saw up to 6, but maybe I'm wrong. No, maybe not.
Yeah, well, we put it up. You can go to bateworld.com/bateoff.php number video. Anyway, I'll put this on tagspodcast.com. And Sinfully watching us, Sinfully Good says, I watched season 1 through 3. This idea for a competition series. So, okay. So we have a listener that's already watched this. And yeah, I think it needs.
You're right. Yeah. The only episode that's out is episode 1.
Yeah, because apparently May is masturbation month. We're only at May 7th and they kicked off this month and there's 6 there's 6 contestants and I forget how many challenges, but at least 5 challenges. So we're going to go for the next 5 or 6 weeks on all of this, which will be really cool. So I'm here for it. I think it's really good. And I know you are as well. So check it out. Okay, well, let's switch gears to traveling. I'm about to head to Africa, which I'm really excited. I'll be in South Africa, but I'll also be going to my second time going on a safari, which I'm really excited about. And I can't wait for that. I'll post some pictures on our Patreon page, which you can head over to. You can always go to our Tags Patreon community where you get behind the scenes content. I will be posting on this. I posted pictures from last night's outing on Death Becomes Her. So stay tuned for that. Go to patreon.com/tags podcast. Grab a free tier, but you can also grab a tier and support Tags podcast as well. And we really appreciate it. Well, on the travel note, there is an actor in theater, Christopher Rice Thompson, who has been abroad with his husband for the last month. Christopher has worked on shows on Pretty Woman, The Book of Mormon, just to name a couple of them. He directed and choreographed a production of the musical Matilda. Well, recently abroad, he wanted to get a gauger on how are people really reacting to us currently abroad. And here's what he said. Just got back from spending 2 weeks away. And the number one response I got when I told people I was traveling from the US was, I'm so sorry. America is currently an international embarrassment. And, he got a lot of people agreeing with him that chimed in where they're at. And people basically said the same thing. Of course, he got some that said they got the opposite, some conservatives, because he did post this on X. But I don't know. Does it make you... A lot of people said that they said they were Canadian, that they lied because they didn't even want to get into it. What do you think the pulse is around the world? And do you think he's correct that people are really confused about what's going on in America?
I don't think they're confused. I think they know exactly what's going on over here. And I think that they kind of have the right idea. I was talking with somebody else the other day, and they were saying that it is a little bit like, and I want to be very careful with my words here right now. It's a little bit of a circus over here right now. So I think the rest of the world can see that, and they are responding accordingly. I'm glad they have empathy for us, because it's not necessarily all Americans' fault, but it is a subset of Americans that cause this issue. And I think that a lot of people understand that it's not the majority, honestly, but we're here in this situation and we're trying to make the best of it. And we're doing what we can in order to make sure that the change that is needed comes. So I kind of do agree that if I was to go abroad, I would be like, you're leaving in just a few. So I don't even know how you're going to be dealing with it over there, because I feel like a lot of people are going to have a preconceived notion about you. That's the politically correct way to say it. About you as an American.
I'm just going to immerse myself in my trip and my journey, which is going to be brilliant. We have a great trip planned, and I'm not going to worry about it too much, because I think, you can get caught up in all that, but you can also just really ignore all that and just, I'm sure there's cool people there, and just not get into it all. But another couple has started a whole show on this. Basically, they call themselves the Traveling Boyfriends. And one of them is a white Scottish man, and the other one is a Latino. And they recently say that their queer interracial couplehood has taught them a lot about the world. And they had 5 different things that they went through, because as being an interracial couple, they basically said, when the bill always goes to him, even when I ask. This one might sound small, but it stings, basically, because the white one always seems to get the bill and the Latino one doesn't. Number 2, he's confident I'm the sassy Latino, when they just assume it's a stereotypical that holds weight because of places like America, which are often the first to push this narrative. and he's the person of color, which can seem labeled aggressive or sassy. Number 3,
I know it.
Yeah, in white countries, I can be invisible, and in brown ones, we're both seen. That's an interesting one. Number 4, he gets the smiles, I get suspicion. So if like they're going shopping, people might be looking a little bit more at him than they are at his white Scottish boyfriend. And number 5, I've been pulled aside and questioned at the border, not him. The ultimate truth, he says, is the world belongs to us too. And he's obviously not leaving his husband, but I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like when you hear, I mean, I believe it too, but
I feel like I've experienced
it. Traveling with your boyfriend that is white, perhaps.
I have no boyfriend. What you talk about?
Former
boyfriend, yes. Yeah, I feel like I've experienced that for sure. I feel like for me, the suspicion thing is very up there. I feel like for me personally, I would always get the bill because I feel like I'm the more not masculine one, but I don't know. I'm the bigger one.
You're a blouse.
I definitely am a blouse, but
the masculine one. I was gonna say the mouse, the masculine one.
The mouse-skillet one. Yeah. The Mickey Mouse-skillet. But yeah, so a lot of those really hit home for me because, you know, being a person of color and dating someone that is white, it comes with its own shares of trials and tribulations going through them. And because most or a lot of countries are rooted in white supremacy. So I think that a lot of that is ingrained, and you learn how to navigate it, and you learn to pick your battles about what is important and what's not important. So, yeah.
It would be interesting to see how I travel when I start traveling more with Diego, because I am a brown-skinned Mexican American like this guy who gets called out, with my fiance that is a very light-skinned Latino, not born in America, but has an accent. Yeah. And so it would be interesting to see as we travel in the future how this all plays out, because it's a little bit different than their story, but I would just be kind of curious. And it might differ depending on the place that we go. So, for example, I go to Puerto Vallarta a lot. Maybe it would be perceived, often when I go there just as a solo person, often people are, oh, you don't speak fluent Spanish. I try and I do my best because I have studied throughout the years and I really put myself out there, but it's not at all totally fluent, and people can tell that too. So it would be different in places like that, as opposed to if we went to, like, say, South America, as opposed to if we went to maybe Europe and other parts of the world, to see if anything, if we would be treated differently or how we would be treated. And it always goes under the umbrella too, with the overall idea or question, how are we being treated as a gay couple, same-sex couple as well too. So you kind of have to keep that going too. And again, with all that being said, you also have to be aware, but let it go too. You can't just be so hyper vigilant on some of this stuff too, or you'll drive yourself crazy and you won't even enjoy the holiday.
If you let it run you, then that is how you go into madness as far as this is concerned. Yeah. It takes over your entire life. And I've had to learn that the hard way, because I'm currently kind of deprogramming myself from taking all that shit personally. So yeah, you cannot let it run you.
You can't, because it will consume you. And I think you need to go in with an intention on what you want out of the trip and every situation, but still be aware and not be, Pollyanna about it. And yeah.
Oh, did you say Pollyanna?
Yeah, like just.
I thought you said calling Anna. I was like, who's Anna? Anna Navarro? We could call Anna Navarro. She would hook us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Bryce watching us says it's exhausting all the time. I've been patted down a lot by TSA. I often get this. Mine is Yeah, sometimes I get something goes off and I'm getting patted down, and it's just, but I don't know if it's because of my color of my skin, but you wonder, right? Yeah, you really do wonder. So, anyways, okay, keep those comments coming in. Hope you have some good travel plans on the horizon, because it's really travel season and I'm really excited about it. Okay, well, recently a drag race star has been warning over a crisis, and the crisis is chemsex. Chemsex, affecting our community. This isn't new, but she really wants people to be talking about this more. Appearing on a recent dating expert show, We Need to Talk podcast, Bimini, who earlier, do you know this drag race star?
Bimini? Yeah, I know. Bimini Bambula, she's fantastic.
And she was on the UK drag race, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. She was addressing in 2020 that UK authorities launched an operation, Curb Your Chemsex Crimes, following Britain's most prolific rapist that was out there, this guy by the name of Reinhard Sinaga, who's been convicted of 159 sex offenses against 48 men in Manchester. He also has drugged people using GHB, and she really wants people. She's had her own issues with chemsex, and she really thinks that we need to be talking about this more, because there's, especially in the UK, more than 60 fatal overdoses have happened recently, and are all linked to, like I said, GHB, GBL, meth. And she said no one's going out as much. Nightclubs are shutting down. People don't need to go out to meet people. They can just go on an app and hook up with someone. You can basically, if you wanted to, go to a party at any time of the day. She said, I've seen firsthand the change in drugs being used in the clubs. There's not enough harm reduction, not enough information, and we need more spaces that are community driven. She's really on this crusade to bring this awareness. I think it's a good one, because I think it can get out of hand sometimes. And when you hear her, Bimini, talking about this and her crusade based on her own trials with chemsex, what do you have to say?
Yeah, and the Vivian, I think that Bimini and Vivian were close. I don't think they were on the same season. I think Bimini was season 2, and it's all non-existent at this point. But I think that they were close because they're both from the UK, and seeing her friend pass away from an overdose is something that I'm sure affected her and made her reflect on her own experiences and struggles. And I can see why this would be a crusade that she would take up at this moment in time. And she's right to do it, because it's affecting our community in so many ways. I know that so many people are having struggles with this and even dying from this. So I'm glad that she's out here and doing the right thing and fighting the good fight, because her voice is so needed. She's so amazing and inspiring, because her drag is so artistic and just beautiful. So I applaud her, and I just hope she keeps it up, because people need to be hearing about this.
It really is a good fight. Diego and I, just for example, recently were coming out of the New York Eagle, and we were driving away, going back to our place here, and we saw somebody in the corner nearby, but flailing their arms, looking cute, but was clearly out of it. When we rolled down the window, we asked them how they were doing. We kept asking them, and they were one step away from stepping in the street, totally out of it. And we were successful of getting them to get in the back seat and drove them home, because they were clearly out of it, and I think on some substance for sure. But I said, we can't let this person just flail themselves into the middle of the street the way they are at that moment. And so I think her crusade for something like this is really good. And, especially coming off the heels of the Vivian, who overdosed on Special K. And so I think it's a really good plight. And we just, if you're going to party, great, but it can go to an extreme. And sadly, we lose people like the Vivian and so forth. So,
yeah.
Absolutely. Moving on, we love giving advice on this show, and tonight is no different. You can always write in to us and ask us for solicited or unsolicited advice, whether sex or relationship. We are here for you. You can go to tagspodcast.com and email us via the site, or we'll give our handles at the end of the show, and feel free to message any one of us individually. We are here for you. This one was a really interesting that we had to talk about. Is it okay to bang my cheating ex's brother? I know you like this one. We were talking about it in our meeting, but they wrote, I've been flirting with my ex's brother for a few weeks via Grindr. After my ex broke up about a month ago, I caught him cheating on me with some guys. We were together for about 2 years and were about to move in with each other. I'm heartbroken by it, but it also infuriated me, and I feel like he needs to be taught a lesson. I've been chatting with his brother, who is also gay, and he seems to be fairly up for a meet and muck about. He knows that we've split. I'm wondering, is it okay to have a bit of fun? Cody?
Absolutely. Fuck his brother.
I'm going to see
fuck his father
before I chime in. Uh-oh.
Fuck
Bryce
his brother.
Says,
no, Bryce, calm down over there, okay? Fuck his brother. Fuck his father. If you can, fuck his other brother, his uncles. You don't owe this man anything at this point, okay? You owe the people that owe him something are his family, and if they're okay with it, then that is totally up to them. But you know what? He cheated on you. You don't owe him anything. This is not you broke up with him. You have no connection to him anymore. You don't have no kids. You wasn't moved in together. You don't have a ring. Please go fuck whoever you want to fuck. Okay.
I was
originally
on your team with that. Totally, like, who cares? And is he even going to find out? But it is a little bit revenge, and I think it might come up to haunt him. Who knows when the brother might get mad at his brother and bring it up. And it's just like, there's so many other people you can fuck, and you really want to go down that route. I mean, it seems so easy to do it, but I kind of say now, keep the flirting alive for a minute, but screen capture it and then send it to the original boyfriend, but don't go through with it.
Look, here's the thing, okay? We can discuss this just a little bit more. If the brother brings it up, that's between them. You're not involved anymore. So do what you need. Why deny yourself?
But let's play this out. Let's play this out a little bit.
Let's go.
What if he ends up liking it and wanting to date the brother?
Date him.
Now what? Now they're gonna, and now at Thanksgiving when they go home, he's been bringing the other one, and now he's gonna bring the other one. What a messy situation this is all gonna cause. Everyone's gonna be confused at that dinner table. I say,
I'll be confused.
I say, do it then, but think about the potential consequences that you might be causing, and is it really worth all of this drama? And what does it say about that brother that is willing to just...
That is the messy part. That is who's messy, not the ex. The brother is messy. The brother should have said, the brother should
really say, no, well, I like you and I don't know exactly what happened, or I see your side because my brother did cheat on you. I cannot in good, but you know us gays, we don't, our conscience goes out the window. We are horned dogs when it comes down to it. We will do something like that and still go to Thanksgiving and still bring that partner with you to the table.
I would show up. I would look fierce, okay? And I would bring the banginest mac and cheese to this Thanksgiving. The family wouldn't know what to do, honey.
Why do you have to have mac and cheese at Thanksgiving?
What? You don't have mac and cheese at Thanksgiving?
Is that no? Do you?
Yes, girl. And arroz con gandules, and turkey and all the things, collard greens.
We're so weird. We're very
and
traditional at our Thanksgiving dinner, but I love it. I love a good mac and cheese. So, by the way, I've never tried yours. Thank you very much. And how long have we known each other?
This year, after the summertime, because we got to be.
Well, we mentioned we are live, and Sinfully Good says, Cody, weren't you just the one that was just saying that the gays aren't messy?
Who said that? I never said that.
Let's roll back the tape, producer. We're not that advanced over here. Sorry.
Rewind.
Yeah. Doug says, like Nike says, just do it. I love it. James watching us live says, my dad knew a guy who married a woman, divorced her, married her sister, divorced her, and then married their mother.
Lord.
And they say us gays are messy.
All right. If it's good enough for the straights, we can do it too. Come on now.
And wasn't there one of the Wayans brothers recently was talking about how his father dated his ex-girlfriend?
It
was a whole story on that, and it was just kind of messy as well. I don't know. When you get family members and all of that, I don't know. Sinfully Good says, blasphemy. If there's no mac and cheese, I'm staying home. I love it. Okay, maybe I'll incorporate that into my Thanksgiving dinner.
I make a good one, so I'll come to Thanksgiving.
I don't know that I wanted to Thanksgiving. I just want to try your mac and cheese. Can we just do it on a Tuesday? Like, would that be okay?
In autumn, yes.
Okay, yes,
After the summer.
Exactly. I like that idea for sure. Okay. Do we have time? We want to definitely let's devote enough time to Thirst Trap. And if we have time, we can always do a hot topic to round it out. Can you put it in the chat for us? So it's our favorite segment that we love to round out the show when we can, produced by Straight Up Gay Porn. They asked the question this week, which of these 15 gay porn stars took the best photo? And it's our job on an audio podcast to vividly describe why and how we chose that particular one. I thought there were some really sexy ones this week for sure. Starting off with Hater Boy, who is spreading his legs with a semi-hard-on, a t-shirt, but he's really sexy, has a great beard, really thick thighs. He didn't get my vote, but I like it. Jax Pers is sitting back with what tank top does he have on?
It's the Hornets.
The Hornets. Okay, shows I'm not really into my basketball. He's got a backward-facing red cap, a huge headset over his neck, and he's got a huge mess going over his right thick thigh, which is kind of nice. I think mine goes to William Edge. I looked him up just to see a little bit more. He's got beautiful, beefy, thick feet. I'm into feet, and a huge, thick cock, and he's sitting back on a couch just staring at us. I looked him up a little bit more, and he seems like 6'something, like huge, tall, and really sexy, hot. I just want to get in there. It's really hot, and that's why he gets my vote. William Edge. Who's yours and why?
So I'm going to go over two people before I tell you who mine is. Eddie Patrick. He's got laundry in his background. He's got FedEx packages and Amazon and packages and a whole.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Eddie Patrick. He's right underneath William Edge. He's got a big dick. His dick is very big and thick and uncut, and it looks great. What is in his background? It's like
like a water. He clearly gets the water distributed. That's why I don't like getting water at my house like that, because those bottles are all over the place and they're huge and they're an eyesore. And is it like some tape on the couch and a cigarette ashtray and like a very middle-aged, I don't know, some weird chair with medieval chair, two of them, or a bench, and then it's kind of a hot mess.
Yeah, definitely.
And he looks like he's a character in The Office.
Oh yeah, but I mean, he's super hot and his dick is huge. So, but he doesn't get my vote. The next person I want to mention is Ian Roman. He has on a cowboy hat, and Beyonce Cowboy Carter tour has
here
started.
we go.
So I just want to give him a shout out because thank you, sir, for repping the queen. My vote actually goes to Hiruri Cruz. Right, he is on a weight bench. He's flexing and showing his armpit. He's got on a shirt and some shorts. He's in a gym setting and he's taking a picture in the mirror, but he's got his cock hanging out of the shorts. He doesn't have any underwear on and his nuts hanging out the bottom in some way, form, or fashion. I don't know how he accomplished this, but I'm happy he did. And he is super sexy. He's got gorgeous curly hair and brown skin, and he is my new crush. I'm going to follow him right now. And
thick legs that I love. And I'm always so impressed with those guys that can be in a gym and somehow show you their junk and get away with it. And I mean, I would be freaking out like left and right and worried about the cameras. And
and he's a bottom.
Oh, even better for you. I love it. Doug watching us live says, Curly and friend, I would really love to be his friend. Simply says, William Edge is my pick as well. Stevie, I like that. Yeah, I looked it up and I voted, but everybody should vote too. Currently, William Edge is number one. So normally I don't pick that. You're usually really good at picking the top one. So I think I did really well this week in picking that one. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, so much fun. We could do this all night. Right. You can follow my co-host Cody on the gram at Mr. Maurice, but follow him at the same handle at Mr. Maurice on his Blue Sky account. Go to my Instagram, I am _Steve V, or go to my Blue Sky or X account at Tags Podcast, where you get a preview of my Just for Fans or Only Fans. Go to the website, tagspodcast.com, and run over to our Tags Patreon community. Grab a free account. Consider grabbing a tier to support us. Either way, we love it. It is patreon.com/Tags Podcast. Thanks everyone for watching. Hi, Duran. And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Thanks everyone. Good night.